Yes, everybody. Russ and the West Ham Network currently 3-2. 3-2 to Brentford. It's been a crazy game. First half, obviously they scored, and then obviously we equalised. They went 2-1 ahead at half time. They came out the blocks as we all knew they would, because we just can't do that. We just fall asleep. Own goal by Mavropanos from a great corner, and then a goal from Nathan Collins, his first goal for Brentford. Neil Mopa obviously scored for Brentford as well, because he hasn't scored for a while, so he was bound to. We are entering, just coming up to 90th minute. Just coming up to 90th minute now. Yeah, it's been frustrating. Really frustrating game. Really frustrating. And to me, it highlights we've got a good squad, but midfield, once, without Alvarez, that the amount of times they bypassed our field. David Moyes went for a different formation. He's gone for a 4-4-2, and we've got 4 minutes injury time now, and I don't know why it's 4, because the first half was 7, so I don't know what's going on there. Mohamed Kudus is telling they're making a substitution, and he's deliberately going across the other side to try and get it longer, and Kudus is just letting him know he should leave from the nearest exit when you're leaving the pitch. Fornals is almost escorting the Brentford player, the Brentford 27 off, and Ben Mee's coming on for the last couple of minutes. It's ain't been a. It's the thing is, it's just. The writing was on the wall. You could see they were coming forward more and more and more, and it was just really poor. We've got a Vladimir Soufal throw. Nothing's going to happen, because we haven't got any. Because we've taken off. We've got Danny Ings who's coming and done absolutely nothing. He's had no ball really. He's been more defender really and set plays than anything else. Ball comes over, poor ball into the box. And the ball comes across. So what is this team? What is this team? What is it this team is missing now? I'm thinking the midfield. It's when Alvarez isn't there. Alvarez makes a massive difference. They bypass the midfield. They're literally passing through our midfield too the whole game. And it's so obvious to see. I was surprised at halftime, but I wasn't really, because Dave Moyes, that they were going to bring on another forward, bring on another midfielder like Fornals, take off like Ben Rama. They made that change, but obviously they made that change at 20 minutes into the first half. It's a JWP corner. JWP corner comes in. It's been knocked out. Emerson, it was more of a conversion than an actual goal. Yeah, very poor. Very poor. And you're thinking, and what I don't get, what I don't understand is, now we need a goal. We've got even Cornet, or even and we've got Devine. We've got both of them on the bench. Why are we just throwing them on? Just go for it now. You know what I mean? We should have got through on like 80 minutes. Someone like Cornet's pace would have been good, and Barmer could help hold it up. Ings has been non-existent with playing 2 up front. Taking Antonio off, he's been absolutely nothing. He hasn't had any ball either. Now Brentford on the attack. They're clever. They're just running down the corner, but they've cut inside, and Brian's got it in the midfield. Oh, in the box. Balls. Oh, geez. Emerson, very, very short pass back to Areola. He actually handled it quite well. And now West Ham are trying to chase down. Kudus has been running forever. He ain't stopped running the whole game. But I think this one is chalked up to another loss by the looks of it. We just come up to the last minute of injury time now, and yeah, it's going to be a lot. I think ball gets cleared, goes back into the midfield. Brentford have won it again, and they should just run it down the clock. They should run it in the corner and just run it down the clock. It's been the first half was crazy, absolutely crazy. I thought at 2-1, I thought we could have imposed a bit more. Obviously, they're just entering the last few seconds now. It's going to take something mesmeric for us to, Kudus is down on the left-hand side position. I think he played very well. Goodus needs to get a cross in. It's another throw. Just take it. It's a throw just inside, in line with the box, really. I don't think anything's going to happen to this now, in all honesty. Soufal's gone from one side of the pitch to the other. Throw fucking Ariola up, mate. Just have a go, innit? Just have a go, mate. That's it. He's going to throw it in. Goal kick. There we go. That's your lot. That's going to be your lot, I think. The goalkeeper's going to kick it, and that's your lot. And we've lost another game. Another game we've conceded early in the second half again. And that'll be 5 Premier League games that they've beaten us in 5 Premier League games. It should have been actually. I thought it was it should have been. It should have been a thing, but anyway, it should have been a pre-R corner. And that's your lots. And that's your lots. It's finished. Brentford 3, West Ham 2. The euphoria of the Arsenal game is well and truly gone now. Well and truly gone, that euphoria of the Arsenal game. And we are in as we are in the bottom half. We're 11th, so we technically are in the bottom half, just below above Chelsea. Brentford stay 9th. Very, very poor. We have nothing, getting pushed back and back, agonising the right side. Missed. We did. Playing 12 men, would rather play with 10 than telling a pitch, and Ings has done nothing apart from getting himself booked. Indeed, Simon Budden. Are you watching it at the with the Dubai Hammers today? That's the question we want to ask. We just walked through. They just walked through our midfield today. Passed it through. Moyes out, where the fans were going to say Moyes is back after the Gunners game. Mikey, it's true. I mean, to be honest, it was not a great. I mean, the second half again. It's like, how many times do we concede so early on in the second half, Anton? I just don't get it, mate.
Do you know what? I'm not making excuses, right? I am not making excuses, because it's easy for me to turn around and say to you that there's a couple of incidences, errors that have led to West Ham conceding goals today, right? Simple as that. We need to eradicate the errors system, because right now there are a lot. I mean, the Mavropanos header, I don't know what he was thinking, because in that position, you only do that if you are, first and foremost, you're the last man, and secondly, if you're like the fullback away from the goal, not when you're centrally in the goal to do that. And we need to eradicate the errors, because the errors is what's cost us today. This was a game of 2 halves, in my genuine opinion. We were on the up, fairly on the up. We deserved to be on the up in the first half, but come out the second half, we didn't and weren't at the races. And that's where I just missed the comment, but I think that's where we really missed Alvarez and Paqueta in particular. And we missed him in the whole game.
Alvarez, without a doubt. Paqueta, yeah, I think it wasn't, but Alvarez, they passed through our midfield. We were so weak in midfield.
Absolutely. And I think that's where it highlights that JWP is not the Alvarez player. No. Alvarez is not the JWP player, but maybe as a collective unit, they do reasonably work well together. But JWP, I'm not going to say he got found out today. He didn't really offer us anything at all. Souček done nothing in the game. He was sitting too deep half the time. If he was too deep, he was too far away from the next midfielder. If he was too far forward, he was too far forward away from the gaps were really, really large. Russ in particular in the second half. Again, though, we do have to bring into the equation errors in the game. Like that really falls upon West Ham. I mean, Dinos scored the own goal that allowed them to get into it. And I'm trying to remember the header. The header was ridiculous because I don't. So that's not an error, but defensively it's not good enough, because Agerd and Soufal have allowed their central defender to get in between them and fire his head at that ball. So 2 of the issues, I'm trying to remember their first goal. Defensive error. It was a defensive error one. It was terrible marking. The ball was played in over the top.
Back and Souček headed it back in.
Yeah, and there was 3 West Ham players marking each other. And and if they had just all went, leave it, it would have gone out. But Souček headed it back into play and allowed that to play. So apart from Mbeumo for Brentford, who was their standout player by a million miles for Brentford, I wouldn't necessarily say they were absolutely on top or amazing.
Oh, we're on top though, mate. It was
No,
coming.
on top in the
That goal was
midfield
coming.
play. No, in the
Yeah, but
midfield play, yeah,
that
because
goal was coming. You could see, and again,
no, again,
it's
I agree with you. But I think if you dissect the full game as it is, as what we saw, their outlet came from really one place, and it was Mbeumo. Yes, they had all the freedom down the middle, but they didn't necessarily do anything. None of the goals came from through the middle. All the goals came from out wide, from Brentford, and it all came out from one source, from usually the source of where Mbeumo was. It all came from that side.
Yeah, but it's not rocket science. You stop Mbeumo, you're going to stop Brentford.
Yeah,
and we didn't. He ran every time. Emerson had a really crap game today. He was really good. Yes, on Wednesday, he wasn't with the races, but he wasn't helped out. You know, Ben Rama wasn't helping him out. So he was literally and Mbeumo ran the game. Yeah, every time he got the ball,
he ran the game, mate.
Score.
In the first half, in particular, it was like Kudos versus Mbeumo. That's really what it came down to. West Ham got the ball, fed the ball to Kudos. We had a threat. Brentford got the ball all game, fed the ball to Mbeumo,
and the thing is, it's like when you're Davy Moyes' size and you're set up, you know, and he likes to keep it tight and We haven't kept any clean sheets again. We've had defensive errors again, and it's like, well.
Yeah, that's hard to defend again. That's really frustrating because, again, like you said, you know, the gaps in the middle of the park, that's a problem. That's never going to work against a team. I still don't. I get that they had more dictated play through the middle of the park. Nothing came from that source though. As much as they had more ball in the middle of the park, nothing came from that source. All came from out wide from Brentford. I'm not making excuses because what's unacceptable is Antonio.
Yeah,
unacceptable. Danny Ings.
What makes no sense is if we've got a weakened midfield, which is what we had today, why play 4-4-2?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like it was you know, and everyone's like, oh, he's played for it's really exciting, good on him. But actually, it was the worst possible way to play. If you've got JWP and Alvarez playing a 4-4-2, or Alvarez and Souček, two sort of combative sort of midfielders, 4-4-2 works. But the trouble is, when you've got a situation where you've only really got one really, then the 4-2-3-1 is what you do. And so it was like, it was. I thought it was great. You know, the first half was for the neutrals was a great game. Obviously, we went 2-1 up, scored a couple of Caduce, another great goal. Obviously, Bowen scored. You know, first time ever someone scored 6 goals. It don't matter now. We lost another game and we're 11th. And it's and the bounce we had from Arsenal is. A lot of it's gone already, isn't it? And so
it does. And the thing is, we didn't even have a shot on target in the second half. We didn't even test. They brought on their substitute keeper, and we didn't even test them. So the concern then falls back to you can only blame. Listen, I don't understand simply Antonio. I don't simply understand Danny Ings. I understand Antonio more than I understand Danny Ings, but now I completely don't understand the Antonio situation. I would rather, honestly, genuinely play someone else completely.
It's not even the Antonio situation; it's a Danny Ings situation now. Because
that's really because he's not offering anything, mate.
No,
nothing.
And it's like if you're going to play two and you're going to play Ings and Antonio, okay, give that a go. But then it's just and someone put it's just definition of Moyes' madness. It's rinse and repeat, and you're thinking we've actually got Mbaum on the bench today, and it's like. With 10 minutes to go, that there was no even Cornet, you know, something to do, and obviously
that's the frustration because you look at the bench and you think, okay, there's a bit of pace, there's a bit of a young player that's maybe urgently trying to prove that he can come on and maybe do something, but I don't understand the decision making behind the player, especially in Danny Ings. I don't want to put this all on one player and one player only. There's more to it than that. It comes down to set up. It comes down to Russ, first half high press. Wow, really good, really exciting, and you think intensity level, and then we back off, and the minute we back off. We don't look decent, and we didn't do that against Arsenal, but we've done it against Brentford. So why? Why did we stop from the first half to the second half? That's what I don't get. What I don't get. Russ, I think you need to head, don't you?
Yes, I've got a dash. I'll see you later. Have fun, everyone. Much love. Bye-bye.
No. Ciao for now. Russ is he's getting given in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble as well, but I'm not impressed with that. I think someone wrote in the comments, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed more than anything from that game, because for me, there was something in that game for us to do, especially coming off of working hard in the first half to keep the ball in their half, to force them into errors, to press them back into their defense, and to not give them an opportunity to come forward. And then when you look at our bench and you think, right, there's a couple of good, decent players there. I think Fornals was the right decision, but Antonio wasn't the right decision. When it comes, and I know a lot of people in the chat now are talking about James Ward-Prowse, like, was that the right decision? Sorry, I'm not questioning the signing of James Ward-Prowse. I'm questioning if the system doesn't work when you're missing a couple of players, then maybe you need to change something. Therefore, you don't play James Ward-Prowse in that position. Because right now, he's not doing anything. He's not offering us anything, and he needs to be offering us something in a compact, combative midfield. And right now, there was nothing in that game. I'm going to jump into some comments because we've got loads of stuff we need to get through. Paul Evans says, play Mbama, not Ings. We were always going to play for Tuesday. Fick off, boys, and take Ings with you. No real West Ham, though. Thought we would win the game when we were 2-1 up. Moyes out from George Kerr. David is saying managers are not forced to play poor players. It's their choice. Ings is getting his games bonus. We're inconsistent with our performances. Ings didn't touch the ball. JWP offers nothing in open play. Tell me the first and last time he bossed the midfield. Noble was better, €34. Old Noble. Michael says, well, a better performance, but talk about pushing the self-destruct button. Bad decision making for now. Was led the cross for the third goal and turning off for Ings. Suspect referee into boots. Ings was better than JWP. Where's Cornet, natural left winger? Tactical nonsense from Moyes. Peter says, lose against Forest, then he has to go. He get 4 Premier League games on the trot. It's tough to defend, and there you go. How can you defend that? And unfortunately, the pressure's on West Ham again to bounce out of it, and that's the issue. That's where we find ourselves. Ings is a great player. We play him incorrectly. It's not his fault, but we shouldn't play him. He's also shouldn't play him third highest salary. What does Ings bring to the game? Is JWP all that? He's just a ticker. I think he is. I think he is a good player, but I don't think he has to play every single game if the system doesn't work around him. And I think that's the whole point of a squad. I think today we knew we were going to miss the Alvarez. We were going to miss the bite, that fight in the middle of the park, and that's what we needed, and we didn't get it, and we didn't have anyone else in to replace him for that one. I'm not surprised, and if Mbama walks at the end of the season, he started so well. We need a backup signing in the summer. Transfer window for Alvarez. The midfield defense looks fragile. Yep, defense is a circus. Great players should adapt better. I imagine we got the French kid for Fana instead of JWP. Not Ings' fault. Blame Antonio for that miss and not dealing with the problems at half time. Yeah, I mean, listen, it was a terrible miss. And there's definitely a lot of issues there anyway. But listen, I don't want to stay on too long. It's tough when things are negative. Maybe we'll come back later on. I need to go and have a bit of family time with the family. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Crap, West Ham have got beat 3-2 from Brentford, and we'll wait and see what happens over the next couple of days. Keep your eyes on the channel because we'll bring you some content. And yeah, take it easy. Come on, you irons.